So I'm Cara Walsh. I've come from Brooklyn to Brisbane about 6 years ago. My background is starting from scheduling some of the first banner ads back in the late 90s, all the way through to today doing more enhanced ad tech and CX around digital. I think a misconception about journey mapping is that you don't personally have the expertise to build it. I think it is important if you're a smaller or mid-tier organization that you actually are entrenched in your customer journey map. And if you do it yourself, and if you bring your staff in to be part of that journey, customer journey mapping process, they're also part of the journey. They buy in, they understand, they live and breathe it. They're not being delivered a report from an external organization that's 50 pages long that no one's going to read. So I think if you time box it, you could probably do this in less than half a day, with the right focus and background research going into it. So, this is going to sound like very non-experienced advice, but I would Google customer journey maps, look at the image results, look at one that resonates with you. And if that makes sense to you, or that looks like, your organization's kind of style, start there. And then you can evolve. So as I mentioned before, there is no one way to do a customer journey map. It can be a circle. It can be an Excel spreadsheet. I would find a template that looks like it works for you. One that's simple, one that's complex, whatever the style of you and your organization is, and then start there. I think what customer journey mapping does for the bottom line is it actually progresses people beyond acquisition, right? So many businesses focus on, we have to go to market, we have to brand ourselves, we have to get someone, we have to acquire the revenue and the lead, and then they drop off, right? So the delivery, the service delivery, the showing value throughout that customer's life cycle and earning that renewal is often a weak point for many businesses. So once you sign on, they kind of, check the box that the revenue's been made, the acquisition's been made, and then they cease to service that customer at the same quality level. What the customer journey map does is it brings you on the whole life cycle, and it shows you all the missed opportunities to upsell, to create new product offerings, to create new service offerings, areas where you could be charging more, maybe charging less, but earn a higher volume. So it'll help you identify new market opportunities and areas for greater efficiency in servicing your clients. I feel there's a lot of noise out there in terms of, people positioning themselves as experts or different blog posts or different pieces of advice. For businesses, I feel like, number one, you know your customer better than anyone else. You should know them better than your agency, than your vendors, than your partners. And if you don't, you have to fix that. So my advice would be, in terms of finding expertise, be the expert. You need to live and breathe who your customer is and what their needs are. And that will help guide you when you're reading all of this noise and all these external sources. You can go, well, actually, I know that Amanda wouldn't want that, or Amanda doesn't use Bitcoin. Amanda's not flying a drone. Arnell doesn't want to talk to a chatbot. And once you have your personas and your customer journey map, all that noise about AI and chatbots and drones or whatever the next new thing is can easily be focused on or assessed. You can say, does this make sense for us based on our personas and our customers? No, they're not using drones, great. And then you dismiss that, right? You no longer spend time reading all that material and digesting all of that noise that isn't going to help you service Arnell and Amanda. Is being open to challenging your hypothesis and way of doing business. If you want to do it really well, you can't go in with a preconceived outcome of what it's going to look like. It's a blank canvas. And that, I think, is the best thing you can do, is go in with an open mind, not knowing what the end result will look like.